Welcome to the Playbook for Amazon podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Lieber, and the goal of this podcast is to share what's working today that's helping my company, Turnkey Product Management, sell over 8 figures per year on Amazon for our clients. We will share with you the actionable steps, systems, and playbook that you can plug into your business to boost your sales on Amazon. Let's go. Competition. You can fear it, or you can use it to your advantage and give you the motivation to beat the competition. Today, we're going to talk about how competition can be a good thing and a source of information that you can use to serve you as you grow your brand both on and off of Amazon. I'll be covering a few different areas that can provide great information and intel for you to improve your own product pages and your brand and business as a whole. Let's jump in. When a new full-service client or a coaching client signs up with us at Turnkey, one of the very first steps that we take is to study their competition. You don't want to reinvent the wheel, right? Everyone has competitors, especially if you're selling on Amazon. You're going to have dozens of competitors at a minimum, and all your competitors have done a lot of the homework and hard work for you, and you want to be aware of what they're doing. So one example that really benefited one of our clients was a client called Vitacup. They're a full service client. They sell coffee. They had 5 different flavors of coffee, and they were selling all of them individually. And no one had ever heard of them. They're selling about $10,000 a month when they came to us. So we look at their brand, and then we went and studied the competition, the big brands, right? And as we looked at those big brands, we noticed that they had a lot more flavors than them, and a lot of them had sample packs or variety packs, which I thought was really interesting. And so as we studied that, we realized that was a missing component for Vitacup. And so we took a look at that and said, you know what, let's try selling a sample pack. And so we took their 5 different flavors and put basically 1 serving of each one in a sample pack. I think we sold it for maybe like $6 or $7, something like that. And the whole point was because we wanted to get the product in people's hands, and no one had ever heard of them before, and you've got to try it, right? And so because we were only selling beforehand, we were selling like $25 or $30 packs of 1 flavor, and that's a really big commitment for a customer to make if they've never tried you before on Amazon. By them launching like a $5 or a $7 sample pack, even though we were willing to break even on it, because they would try it out, they would like it, and then they would come back and buy the $20 or $25 or $30 version of their favorite flavors. And so that really opened the door. And as we were trying to build reviews and we were trying to just get momentum and get the product in people's hands, it was easier to do that with a lower cost sample pack and variety pack. So that's just one example of how, of something you can learn from a competitor. So that company ended up growing from $10,000 a month to over $300,000 per month in under a year. And that was one of the, early steps that we took that helped build that momentum. That wasn't the only thing that led them to that sales success, obviously, but it really did play a big role. Okay, so let's dive into a few different areas that we look for when we are studying the competition. And as I go through this, try to think about your own brand and your own competitors, and this is what you'll want to look out for. So, area number 1, look at their sales copy, images, and infographics on their product pages. And you can do this on their Amazon pages as well as on their website as well, if they have a Shopify store or have a good website. So, when you're on their product pages, really try to put yourself in the shoes of a customer. When you land on that page, what sort of feeling are you getting? What jumps out at you on their page? Look at their sales copy, look at their bullet points, look at their enhanced brand content, and just try to get ideas. And then, see how that relates to your product pages, right? And, oftentimes there's going to be, maybe you're lagging in the infographic department. And if you can see that there's a competitor that has a beautiful infographic with text and, overlaid over a beautiful image, and it's conveying the benefits of the product, And maybe you don't have that sort of infographic. And so you can sort of use those ideas and then build that into your own infographics. You never want to copy them, but it's just to get ideas and get inspiration so that you can put your own twist on it and make your own. So that's one of the first places that we study. Area number 2 that we like to study for our competition is what we call value adds. So look for anything on their product pages or on their website of how are they differentiating themselves and adding value. So that might be in the form of a free ebook that they offer as a thank you for, maybe it's a free recipe book if they're selling, coffee or some sort of food related product, right? Maybe it's a recipe book, an ebook. Maybe they're selling a meditation guide, right? Like a self-guided meditation if they're selling in the yoga mat space and they're offering that as a free bonus, right? To go along with it. Maybe they have a phone app, an iPhone app or an Android app that pairs with the product. Maybe they have a really strong guarantee. I always like to study our competition's guarantees and warranties that they're offering, because that shows their confidence in their product, and you might be able to compare it to your own and say, how can we have an even stronger guarantee than our competition? Those are some things to definitely look out for. Area number 3 that we study is product reviews of our competitors. So we will spend a lot of time going through this, and there's a couple different things that we're looking out for. One, what do people love about your competitors' products, right? So trying to pull out the common themes and ideas and benefits that people love. Maybe they love the durability of it. Maybe they love the flavor of it. Maybe they love how long it lasts. And so pulling out those themes, because then you can get a sense for, okay, those are the things that are really important to our customers, right? And then the second thing that we'll look at is what do they complain about? And this is actually probably arguably even more important, is what are they complaining about? So I actually will just filter strictly for the negative reviews only, or the critical reviews, and pull out what are the themes, right, in there. And so maybe some examples are the flavor is bad, right? It leaves a bad taste in my mouth, or it broke after a week, or whatever those pain points are. Then you can gather those data. And if you go study 5 or 10 different competitors and compile the different pain points, that will also help you give you ideas for what you should include in your sales copy, in your bullet points, in your images and infographics. For example, if one of the common themes is that it doesn't last very long, right? The battery died after a week, right? So then you could say our battery is guaranteed to last at least 1 year. And if it dies before that, we'll give you your money back and replace it. That can be your guarantee. So you can take a competitor's negative pain point and turn that into a positive of why your product does not do that, and your product overcomes the negative parts of what a competitor product is selling. So that's a really interesting strategy, because you're really just trying to pull out what problems are you solving and what problems are your competitors' product solving, and then you want to incorporate that into your messaging and your branding on your website and on your Amazon pages. So another tip is to follow your top competitors on social media and get on their email list. You may want to use your personal email address, or but that's just something that you want to be in the loop on. What are they doing? What kind of promotions are they running? What kind of giveaways are they doing? What sort of influencers are they collaborating with, right? You might get an idea and say, wow, that our competitor just partnered with Tim Ferriss or Ryan Moran or some big name out there, and then that can give you an idea. Okay, that's an interesting way to do that. Maybe I can go find a similar type influencer that's different than that one, but go find my own influencer and use a similar strategy and approach. Right? There's a lot that you can learn in circumstances like that. The next thing I want to say is, for your competitors, you want to also look at what complementary products do they sell in their product line, right? So just go click on their Amazon seller name or their storefront and see, what are all the different types of products that they sell, right? They may have already found a really good loss leader or lead magnet type product or entry level product or complementary product that really complements their core product that you're competing with. Because that's, at the end of the day, if you're growing a brand, you're probably going to eventually launch additional products, right? You're not just going to only sell one product forever. You want to launch more products to your same audience. And so if you can go study, the homework that your competitors have already done, see what types of products they're selling, and it might give you product ideas yourself of what you can sell. After you look at all those different things that I've mentioned, the you kind of what we do is we compile like a multi-page report and we kind of summarize it into these categories that I've mentioned. And then we just kind of do a big review at the end. And then we say, okay, we've got all this great information and data. Now, what can we do to make this our own, right? What can we do to incorporate this into our branding and our strategy, our sales copy? How can we do it in our own way, right? That's the key. You don't want to just copy them. You actually could get in trouble doing that. But what you want to do is learn from them and highlight what makes your product unique and awesome. So those are the keys that I would say. If you're just purely like ignoring the competition or trying to act like they're not there, or maybe you don't like looking at them because you're scared of them, or you don't think that there's anything to learn, I just think that's the wrong way to go about it. Competition is a great thing. Competition means that it's a great market to be in. If you're the only person selling in your market, that's actually probably like a bad sign most of the time, because it's, a sign of competition just means that there's big demand for that product or that niche, and that means you're in a good place. And so Apple has a lot of competitors, right? Microsoft has a lot of competitors. Coca-Cola has a lot of competitors, right? And that's the beauty of business and capitalism, is that you can, there's not just one winner and everyone else loses, right? Even if you're the number 10 seller of your product on Amazon in your category, you can still be a multi-million dollar business, and, everyone can win in this game. So look at your competition like friends and like allies, and you can learn from, and you can even work with your competitors too in collaborative ways sometimes. Hopefully that's helpful, and that's some of the best tips that we've learned to date from, studying competition and using that to our advantage. And I hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that as you head out to analyze your competitors, you'll focus on these key areas: sales copy, images, infographics, value adds, product reviews, social media, product lines, and then taking all that info and making it your own. And if you just pick one area that you're lagging in, or just one of these areas to change on your product page and test it out, I'm sure that you're going to see a positive impact on your business and on your sales. And if you want help conducting a competitor analysis, if this seems overwhelming, we can do it for you here at Turnkey Product Management. You can go to our website and fill out our free application. It's at turnkeyproductmanagement.com/apply. So thank you so much for listening, and go out there and take action and let us know how it goes. Good luck.